Hey team. Well, we did it. Well, I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to do this whole YouTube thing, and I thought, you know what? You know, where's a good place to start? Where do we start? What are we doing? So, you know, I want to bring some awareness to, some wildlife, and I'm just out here learning what the hell I'm doing, but I have a goal, like I have a vision, you know what I mean? So, where's the best off to start? And I thought, with the baby of the family. I've got to show you the baby. I've got to show you Reggie. Reggie, the bearded dragon. So, I'm going to show you Reggie. I'm going to show you where she lives. She's about 6 months old, so she's still small. And I guess we'll try and feed her. I'm not sure how well it's going to go because sometimes, as I've learned as a new reptile mum, sometimes they don't eat all the time. I think, how can you not eat all the time? Anyway, let's go see Reggie. Trying to stop swearing. I'm new to YouTube, all right? Back off. I'm just kidding. So, I got to show you Reggie. I have wanted a bearded dragon since I can remember. I remember being in primary school and they brought reptiles to my class and I had this bearded dragon. There's a photo of it somewhere, but I had a bearded dragon sitting on my shoulder and I just remember loving that moment. And I don't know why, but, with my love of animals, this is something... I'm 30 years old. I had to wait, I had to wait till I was in a position to get one. I've done my research and I have Reggie now and I love Reggie and it took some time to get her. We went through some ups and downs and some people know what I'm talking about, but we're not going to say anything. But we're here. Okay, so this is Reggie. All right, this is where she lives. And until maybe about a week ago, my client was just telling me that I was explaining that Reggie goes really bright yellow colors when she's happy, right? And she's the most happiest when I'm like have her in my hand. So I was explaining, she goes these bright yellow and orange colors, and my client goes, that could be a boy. And I was like, what do you mean? Apparently all boy bearded dragons get brighter in color than girl dragons. So thanks, Crystal. But for now we're gonna go with she because she's she. Okay, this is Reggie. She lives in here, 120 centimeters, I don't know, by 65 centimeters. I don't know, big heavy thing. But I thought, like, all of our animals here, have the best of the best because that's what we're passionate about. And that's how they should just be treated in general if you're a friggin' pet owner. So as you can see, I've got this fantastic background, but what I was after is like some Aussie background. That's what I was going for, Aussie theme background. So we'll start with her cool side and her hot side, okay? Now, obviously, you can see her heatland. This is where she likes to hang out. She's a reptile, she's cold-blooded, and right now we're just coming out of our winter. So as a bearded dragon, what she likes to do right now is hide. She likes to dig herself a little pile of coconut husk there and bury herself, and sometimes I gotta actually pick her up and find her every morning. We've got these two nice logs because I wanted to, be active as possible, and apparently from what I've read that, bearded dragons aren't the most, active reptiles going around. So I made her hide out of 4 bricks, her water bowl, her food bowl, and then I've got like some sort of like soft cork bark and a mixture of sand and a few of the fake leaves and stuff. So for the last 6 months she's really been hiding, and I've been taking her out and sort of just interacting with her every day, and it's awesome. This is my first reptile. I haven't owned a reptile before, okay? I am new here. I am new. I'm a freshie, okay? And I'm just trying to learn, and Reggie's helping me learn. So, I've learned about her at this stage. She likes to hide. She likes to hide and she likes to soak up a little bit of sun, but I'm going to show you how I pick her up, because I remember like that was one of the first things I had trouble with. It's like, I'm friggin' huge, you know? So I'm thinking to myself, right, how do I pick up a lizard without freaking squishing it? You know what I mean? And so I was firstly YouTubing like how to pick up reptile, or how to pick up bearded dragons specifically, right? And yeah, I found it really helpful, you know. And this is one of the things I love about YouTube, is you really can look up anything, you know. And that's what we're doing. We're YouTubing a lot. We're learning, and I'm trying to educate and teach while I'm self-learning and educating, you know. So bear with me, you know. I hope this is gonna get better. So I literally feel like I've trained this little lizard to essentially like being handled, which is what I wanted. I didn't want to, and also, yeah. So she's never bitten me before, and I pretty much go for the scooping mechanism, okay? I go for the scoop. This is what I've learnt to do, and this is just what I do. So I go for the scoop under her belly. Boom, come here. And normally she likes to pop in, right? And I cover my hand over her right away. My favorite thing is she does this little tiny like curl in my hands. And as soon as she comes into my hands, boom, she goes bright colored. Now I'm just going to sit down with her right now, because I'm still learning to handle her, right? And it's only till recently, she likes to kamikaze off my freaking hand, you know? So I'm training her just to be still, okay? I'm training her to be still. So I literally stroke her head. That's all I do. I stroke her little head, and I stroke her little beard. And, you know, if you know anything about bearded dragons, you want to firstly know, like, how do you know my bearded dragon is healthy and happy and yada, yada, yada. And same thing, another thing came up is like, when they're stressed out, they get these stress marks. So they get these dark stress marks. And, you know, that's normally you have to figure out what's sort of wrong, and it could be something to do with their home, their husbandry, where they live. So reptiles need like a really specific heat to make their food digest properly and to poop. So if that's not right and they can't poop, you know, they're gonna be upset, as you can imagine you would be too. Yeah, so this is a nice hut. I like what's going on here. So yeah, right now she just chills out. Every day I take her out and I have a little pat with her. You can see her tail here. And like, she looks pretty curious about what's going on here. I'm worried that she'll jump out my hands. She's jumped out my hands before. I've caught her. But also, lesson learnt. 2 hands. 2 hands. That's why we have this thing going on. So we're gonna feed her. I'm gonna take her to the bathroom. I feed her in my bathroom because I'm a lizard mum and I want to make sure that she has room to be active and chase her crickets, because bearded dragons are notorious for being a bit lazy. If you hand feed them for too long, they won't feed otherwise unless you hand feed them, and that can be difficult. So I'm trying to get her to just be active and chase her bugs right now. And yeah, she eats live bugs. Also, another learning curve. They eat bugs. So we'll go into the bathroom. I take her for a spin. Hopefully she takes a couple, and then she needs to go back under a heat lamp to digest her food. So that's what we're gonna do. Cool. You know, I feel like I'm getting more confident walking around with her in one hand, but I definitely have her nice and close to my stomach, because there's my cat. That's the rare cat. You will never see her again, I swear. Da, 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 da. Okay. Boom. The bath. This is where I feed her. couple of towels. Now, she's got some crickets in here from yesterday that she hasn't eaten. So I'm hoping that you'll see her get a couple, because that's what this is about, Reggie. Boom! There's something about listening to them crunch in her mouth that's sort of really satisfying. Wow, we're learning a lot about each other. Oh, boom! Right, today she should go home. Now this white stuff here is calcium powder. It's got to, she's growing, she's like 6 months old, so it's got to be dusted on her crickets, every couple days, right? Boom. Cricket catcher, calcium powder. I'm not plugging anyone until I get some sponsorship. I'm just kidding. One day. Go, Reggie, get it. Now you might be wondering what that noise is. Put a little heater in here because I'm a lizard mom. Yeah. Boom. There's plenty in here. I just might get some more. When I tell you that I didn't like bugs, I'm telling you I did not like bugs, and I'm growing. And firstly, because of this quick story, I was looking after my client's house and they have a bearded dragon. I was like, of course, I could look after the place. I want a bearded dragon. I could do this. And they bought a cricket catcher that had a tube in it, right? And so you pull the tube out and the crickets are living there, and then you can dump them in the enclosure. You don't have to sort of get your hands, you don't have to touch them and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, long story short, I picked this tube up and I've sort of shaken it or I don't know. I just didn't put it in the enclosure quick enough. And boom, I just had 25 crickets just fall into my lap, onto my feet, onto the floor, and it was just trauma. It was cricket trauma. So I feel like today, I try to keep my crickets in decent care. I have them compared to where you get them from the reptile shop. I keep them nicely. I feed them, keep them water. So the healthier your crickets are, the healthier your bearded dragon will be. So yeah, I feel like I'm getting over my hump here. My insect hump is, I'm climbing, and this is what this is about: learning and growing together. And I need help. I want help. There's so many cool people out here with information that I just want, and I'm open to constructive criticism. Yeah. So so what I've learned is that she loves the chase. She loves the chase. So I want them to be lively. That's why I gotta keep them well, so they, they're not cheap. Keeping a reptile is not cheap. Okay. Firstly, there's the lights. You're gonna have lights on all the time. It's a 12-hour cycle. They're gonna have lights for 12 hours, and they sleep for 12 hours, just like us. So, if you're not ready to, be able to fund that electricity bill, I would say, this might not be something for you, but it might not be a animal for you, but I've really enjoyed taking care of her and her daily needs. Do you know what I mean? And it's probably it is daily that you need to look up, handle them the way I want her to be social. And it's a shame how many bearded dragons you see online giving away. And I think, fuck, I've always wanted one of these, So yeah, anyway, we're just learning. we're learning about each other, and yeah, it's been really cool, and I'm looking forward to getting our next reptile. Yes, I'm a reptile mom now, don't you know? And yeah, I'm gonna leave it there though, because I feel like this is something I can do later, right? I can show you our little next, our new baby. So we'll put her back. I put her back right under her rock. Like I said, she needs heat to be able to digest her food. And if we don't have the right, what a beautiful girl. So this is what she does. She actually just stands in the corner and waits for him to come past. So she's being as lazy as possible, but you see that little chunky belly right now? Right, see these beautiful colors? You can see these orange on her legs right here. Love it. So I don't know, what do you think? Do you think any bearded dragon or lizard owners, by the looks of her, you know, obviously you can't see her face right now, but do you think she's a girl or a boy? We've got sort of a little narrow, a more arrow head that she has. But yeah, what a beautiful girl. Yeah, so I definitely don't recommend like leaving them for too long when you're feeding them, because you know you can see that they can actually start to gather on her, and you know what I've heard is if you actually leave crickets in the enclosure overnight, that they can actually start to attack your bearded dragon. So I was like, no way, I'm a lizard mom now, it's not happening. So I've dedicated my second bathroom to giving her a little space for herself to eat. So for now anyway, I've got to hide some stuff when people come over, but for the most part, this is where we do our feeding every day. And normally when she's finished eating, she'll just stop eating, and it's literally like that. So I try and put a few in there at a time, so there's not 20 crickets left over. But some days she won't eat, some days she will, and it's a little bit of back and forth. I've been away for a few weeks, so she is a little bit, as you might know, if you're a reptile owner or a bearded dragon owner, they can get temperamental with any sort of change. Any change at all, your bearded dragon will stop eating or just stop being itself. And that's just from changing a little bit of their daily routine. Thankfully, I think we're sort of given her no choice but to adjust to the way we do things around here. And yeah, after I normally put her back in her enclosure, I take her out a couple of hours later after she's heated up her belly a little bit, and I just sit her on my lap while I do some work, you know, and I feel like just learning to be nice and still in my hands. So we'll go ahead and put her back now and let her chill out for a bit. So we shut everything down. We've got a happy little girl right here. We've got a nice white, bright chin, which is a happy Larry. Happy Larissa. Because she's a girl. See what I mean? She's a little bit jumpy. Like, she's starting to heat up here in Adelaide now. And she, well, I hope she's going to be a little bit more active, because, hey, Roo. We saw her twice. We saw the cat twice. Look at her curl up in my hand here. What a little sweetie. Alright, so we want to make sure we get her back. I'm only bringing a chair over here because I haven't learned to do this yet. So, yeah, she's a little bit, like, she's moving around a bit right now, which is good, because she's been asleep. She's just been sleeping lately. So I just make sure that I keep my hand sort of in front of her eyes, like if I am standing up, because I don't think she knows any sort of depth at all. So she will literally just launch off. So if I have a little, you know, a couple of hours where I'm doing some work or something, I'm normally sitting down. So if it does happen, you know, it's not too far from the ground. I'm a tall lady, you know, so I want to make sure that, you know, if something does happen, I'm sort of trying to catch her. So back she goes. Oh, oh, back she goes. All right, we'll put her straight onto her rock right here. She will go off. I was just talking to this damn camera and it wasn't freaking on. I am a boomer. So, I'm gonna go fix up some greens. Bearded dragons eat greens too, and they eat very specific greens. They eat real hearty green leaves, spinach, kale, silver beet. I don't know, like things that I don't normally buy for myself, and I eat a lot of vegetables. But anyway, a lot of greens. But I'm fading. This video's gone for way too long. No, so I'm gonna go get her some greens, some fresh water, and look, if you like this video, give me a like. Look, if you're new here, which you probably are because I'm new here, thank you for watching, like honestly, because this is something I wanted to do for a while. And I think it's just about going and giving it a crack. And if you stumble upon this page, hi, give me a subscribe. Is that how we do it? Is that how we do it around here? I'm hoping to be able to upload some more videos soon. So thank you. And I'll see you for the next one. Cool?